At .us, we believe in helping everyone pursue their vision of the American dream. That dream comes in all kinds of shapes, sizes, colors, and flavors. Woven deeply into the fabric of all of us is a drive to create. In the United States, there are more than 31 million small business owners, and they employ over 47% of the private workforce. But the .us domain isn't just for people based in the United States. It doesn't matter who you are or where you're from, a .us web address is the place to share your story online. Whether you've started a business, you're building a family, or you're working to improve the world around you, when it matters to you, it should end in .us. Of all the groups of entrepreneurs that we are passionate about supporting, those led by US veterans are a special focus. More than 2.4 million US businesses are owned by veterans. That accounts for about 9% of all American companies, and they employ over 5.8 million people. In August, we held a special .us Veteran Startup of the Year competition where we brought together veteran-led companies to pitch to a live panel of judges. From that event, we were pleased to name True Genomics the winner, and we awarded them a fast track into the Startup of the Year Top 100.
We're a science-driven behavioral health company that's using genomics to advance behavioral health. We're founded by veterans, and it's very important that we come up with solutions to advance mental health diagnosis and risk identification. There are currently 21 veterans that take their lives every day, and we want to be part of the solution. But we can reduce that by just one. As far as I'm concerned, we will have done a lot of good in this world.
In addition to True Genomics, we are thrilled to announce that 18 out of the top 100 companies in this year's Startup of the Year competition are founded by US veterans. We'd like to introduce you to some of them.
You okay?
According to the American Heart Association, 80% of Americans feel helpless during life or death situations. Failure to act could result in unnecessary loss of life. But when you do react, you can double or even triple the chances of survival. Help me save lives, one wrap at a time, because a life is the most precious thing on earth.
With the tap of a button, Genie connects you to one of thousands of qualified interpreters in over 125 countries, right on the screen of your mobile device or computer, anywhere, anytime. Genie is targeting the over 250,000 small to medium-sized healthcare providers in the US who serve tens of millions of patients who have limited English or are deaf. We've gone from a few paying healthcare enterprise clients to over 100, acquiring new customers now at a rate of over 30% month over month. We're also acquiring customers through partnerships with large known industry players. And with revenue growing at 50% month over month, we're on target to surpass 100,000 monthly recurring revenue in early Q1 next year.
How important is your child's self-esteem? Children with low self-esteem and confidence rely on counterproductive coping strategies such as bullying, quitting, cheating, avoiding, etc. Introducing our self-esteem-based e-learning platform. Our online courses help develop self-esteem, social skills, and help your child reach their full potential. For only $9.99 per month, your child can access our self-esteem development programs including etiquette skills, growth mindset, resilience, goal setting, and more. Click the link below to enroll today.
Hi, I'm Rami, co-founder and CEO of Finmark. And Finmark is financial planning software for startups, making it simple for companies to manage their runway, forecasting, and cash. Too many great startups fail because of poor financial planning, and we want to make sure that never happens again. Not only does Finmark make building a custom financial model TurboTax easy, but we also automate keeping your model up to date through our integrations. Above all, we give you insights that only the best CFOs previously had. By benchmarking every metric and input across our platform, we can tell companies where they stand relative to their peers and help guide them to success.
Imagine a world where you could get a package that you ordered online delivered to your home in 10 minutes. Or if you're a warfighter, you wouldn't have to get out to set up and launch a drone and then wait for it to come back and possibly get shot in that process. And in both cases, using the exact same solution. Well, that capability is available today from TargetArm. And our device called Tular enables launch and recovery for both rotary and fixed-wing drones from any moving vehicle autonomously at speeds already over 65 miles per hour, and even during windy conditions. I'm Jeff McChesney, and I'm the CEO and founder. Our novel platform literally captures a drone right out of the air. We've got dual use capability, both equally for commercial and for military uses. So we're TargetArm, and we're drones on the move.
Buenas tardes, Startup Health. My name is Mario Anglada. I'm the CEO of OI Health. We are a cash-based solution providing health services to underserved medical communities. We know, and you all know, that underserved medical communities have challenges providing and receiving access to care. We decided to do something about it. And our moonshot is to provide affordable and accessible primary care to anybody, anywhere, without the need for insurance. So thank you for your time, and I look forward to connecting with all of you.
At Refactor, we envision a world where cybersecurity can seamlessly integrate into emerging agile IT and DevOps workflows. But the reality is that most cybersecurity teams are left out of the process. Refactor is changing this with our low-code interface and powerful backend, which streamline disparate teams, processes, and technologies together in one radically simple package. Today we have over 20 customers using us to create repeatable pipelines, enable integrations with security tools, and ensure their organizations continuously automate in a safe and seamless manner. Learn more about Refactor at Startup of the Year.
To honor our veterans and their families, .us partnered with Established to offer a $10,000 non-dilutive cash prize as part of our 2020 Startup of the Year competition. To find out which of these amazing companies will be named the .us Veteran Startup of the Year, tune in to the final awards announcement, which is taking place right after this segment. Whatever you want to achieve, establishing your presence on the web is a must. Whether you already have a website or you're looking for a domain that sets you apart from the competition, .us makes it easy for you to have a highly visible presence on the web. It isn't just startups that are using the .us domain. Some of the biggest companies in the country are using the domain to bring people together. Today, we are pleased to offer a free .us domain to all participants and all attendees of the Startup of the Year competition and summit. We invite you to join the 1.7 million websites that are part of the .us community. .us is a proud sponsor of the Startup of the Year program because we believe in supporting the small businesses that build and shape our country. Through the .us Veteran Award, we've been honored to meet some of the country's top veteran-led startups. And now we have the difficult job of deciding who will walk away with this year's .us Veteran Startup of the Year Award.
Setting up a .us domain is easy, and today we're going to help walk you through the process. To begin, we'll come up to the search bar on our web browser and type in about.us/startup. Now, in addition to the free domain registration, .us is offering a whole free website startup bundle. So this offer will give you everything you need to get a website up and running, and that includes access to a drag and drop builder, unlimited pages, some robust security features, and the ability to do e-commerce through your site. So to get started, let's just scroll down the page just a little bit, and you'll see this search bar. And the first step in this process is to pick a name for your website. And remember that whatever it is will end in that .us domain. So for this walkthrough, we're going to build a simple page for a made-up flower company called Boulder Flowers. So to start, we'll type Boulder Flowers into the search bar, and congrats, it's available. Now, depending on what name you choose, it might be taken. So if we try just flowers, it looks like that one is taken. So we can either try some variation on that name, or there's some suggested alternatives here below. But I think Boulder Flowers worked out pretty well for us. So let's try that again. And all right, we're ready to go into step 2. And then here, this is just really simple information where we just need to fill out who we are and then confirm our email. And then we'll need to agree to the terms and conditions here. And then we'll go on to the next step of the registration. So here we can see that we've got our free registration all set up for 1 year. And then if we just scroll down, this is asking us what type of business we have. And this is asking us where our business is based. So after that, we can click to continue on to the next step. And this next page is asking us to set up an account with a username and password. So that'll allow us to come back to log into the site anytime we need to make changes. Then it's asking us to fill out some basic information. So we'll go ahead and fill this in. And then it's clicking to ask us to confirm that we are not a robot. And then finally, it's asking us whether or not we'd like to opt into a mailing list. So we create our account, and then we see that there is no charge for the order. It is absolutely free. It says to click to continue with a credit card, but since we're not being charged, we'll just click that button. And all right, there we go. We have our domain all set up, boulderflowers.us, and now we're ready to set up a website. So to do that, we're going to come and click on the Details button, and that will give us this drop-down menu. And we're going to come over to where it says Website, and then click the Edit button. Now, this page is asking us what type of method we'd like to use to design and host our website. There's a few different options here, but what we're looking to build today is a quick and easy site, so we're going to click to use the free site builder. And within the website builder, there are a number of different features that you can add on depending on what you're trying to do with your website. But for most of us, this free basic option will get us a professional looking website that's easy to set up and make changes to. So we start the trial and we're off and running. Now, the first thing you'll see here is a number of basic website templates, and there's a whole bunch to choose from. So depending on what type of website you're looking to build, there are a few different categories. And a lot of great templates in here. But I think I saw one back on the business template site that looked like a good place to start. So let me go ahead and I'll choose this one here. Alright, so here we have our template up, and as you're going to see, it's pretty easy to navigate around and make changes. So let's do a little basic walkthrough of what we see here. Up top, we have a few different navigation options. This first tab, Build, will take us to the editing page where we can add in elements or swap out elements on the page. This next tab, Pages, allows us to edit the different pages within our site, so that when we click on it, we'll see that the items over here match the different pages on our site. It will take us to that page and we can make edits. And it's from here that we can change the name of the page, and as we do, it will change up on the site navigation bar. From here, we can also add additional pages, and remember that you can create as many pages as you'd like. But for this site, I want to keep it clean and simple, so I'm actually going to go ahead and delete one of these pages, and as I do, you can see it disappears from my site header. Alright, this next tab, Theme. If we click it, it gives us a couple of options. First, it allows you to swap out some of the basic colors. So for example, in this first tab, you can see that this button is the same as the highlighted orange color. But if we click on blue, it swaps the colors out. And you'll also notice that up here in the navigation bar, the color is changed as well. The next option here is to change theme. So if we start working with a theme and we decide we don't like it, we can go ahead and switch it out for another theme at any time. Next up is the option to change out fonts. And when you click on this, you can see that you can actually customize the fonts in each different section. And when you hover over the title of the different section, it shows you where it is on the page. Now, while this ability to change fonts can provide a lot of freedom, with our simple design, we want to stick with 1 or 2 fonts throughout. So I'm going to keep this Montserrat and Open Sans as my font. Next up is a Store button. We won't go into too much detail in this section when creating a basic website, but here is where you can set up an online marketplace and add items, set up ways to accept payment, and a whole bunch of different options. So we'll close that out for now. And then the last tab is some settings. In the Settings tab, we can make some changes to things like search engine optimization and site formatting, but today we're just going to focus on getting our site up and running. So we'll come back to our Build tab, and we're ready to get building. So the first thing I'm going to do is add my logo. You'll see here, I can just type my company's name as they've done for me, or I can add in a logo. So I'll click on it and it'll ask me to upload a file from my computer, and I'll go ahead and select my logo, and look, there it is. Now I'll just resize this a little so it fits on a page a little bit better. Alright, and the next thing I want to do is change this header image. So if I just click anywhere on the image and then click to edit the background, it gives me a pop-up option. And from here I can choose if I want to have an image, a solid color, or a gradient. There's also an option to have a video built into the header, but that option is only included as an upgrade plan. So I think I'm going to stick with an image. So I'll click the image and then click to replace, and then I'll find my header image, and voila. And then just come up in the corner to click Save. Next, I'm going to swap out my headline for something that applies to my business. So I'll change this out, and that's a little big, so I'm going to use this pop-up text editor and bring the size down a little bit. And then with this button here, I'm also going to change that text. So if we click on the box here, it gives us a couple of options. So we'll change the text. Next, we have a couple options about what the button should look like. And then the last one we want to pay attention to is the link. So when someone clicks on this button, this will take them to the contact site, but we can redirect that to anywhere. And if we make more pages, this will update with the option to navigate to those pages. It's worth noting that you can actually turn almost any element into a hyperlink. So if we come back up to our headline and we click on this icon of the chain link, it will give us the option to link. And notice it doesn't just have to be a link to a page within your site. This could take you out to a different website, or it could even link to a file download or an email address. Alright, that's starting to look like a web page. So we'll scroll down and come to this section break. Again, we're just going to click on these images to replace them, and we need to resize them a little bit to make them look right. And then we can go ahead and swap out this text down here to personalize it. Alright, so if we scroll down a little bit more, we have another section break, and here I want it to feel a little bit lighter, and I don't want my website to be too heavy with words. I want the photos of the flower arrangements to speak for themselves, so I'm going to change out this for just the photo background, and then just come up in the corner to click Save. And then I'm going to go ahead and delete this box. So to do that, all I need to do is to come up to the upper right hand corner and click this X, and it's gone. And that looks great to me. So as I come down here, let's say that I decide that I don't like this section. It isn't quite right for the vibe. All I do is click on the background, and now instead of editing the background, I'm going to delete that section. And just like that, it's gone. Now, say I still want something here. What I can do is come back to our build editor. I'm going to drag this section bar onto the page right where I want it. And then it's going to give me some options for what I want it to look like. So if you click on some of these, this first one, gallery, gives us some templates for a photo gallery. This next one is a contact template. Menu, that is actually like a restaurant menu, but for a website business, this could be a good place to list your services and pricing. Featured, these are just some various section options. And lastly, team, and that functions a lot like a team slide in a startup pitch deck. So let's say I decide that I don't want to use any of those templates, but instead want to make something custom. That's where I have all these options to drag and drop different pieces in. We've got a lot of the pieces that we've seen already, like title, text, image, and button, but there's some other cool options. Gallery is going to allow us to add a group of photos to lay out as tiles. Slideshow will allow us to show photos that users can scroll through. Map, we actually have a map right here in our contact page that we'll talk about in a little bit. Contact form, that will allow you to fill out a blank text box. We'll take a look at that in a minute. And then embed code. And that is for if you want to add any unique or custom web elements. But what I would actually like to add here is a YouTube video. So I'm going to scroll down here and grab this element that says YouTube and pull it onto my new section. And then if I click on the image, it's going to allow me to add my YouTube video link. So I'll just add that in there, and voila, we've got a video. All right, with this last section, again, we can swap out any of these elements or change any text, but that looks pretty good for now. Lastly, let's take a look over at our contact page. From here, we can update all of our personal information. And on the map, we can update our address. So if we click on this, in the address bar, we just type in our address, push enter, and it will automatically update. Now if we want, we can play with the look and layout and zoom in and out of our location. Okay, that looks great. And then the last thing I want to do is add a contact form. So I'm going to go ahead and drag this onto the page, and that's the right spot, but it's kind of close to my map. So I'm going to come over here and drag a divider in between these two elements. And then if I want, I can play around with the length. Well, I'd say that about gets me where I need to go. So when I'm done already, I just come up here to click the publish button, and just like that, in a few minutes, we built a professional looking website.